Clutching my fist, feeling razors through my wrist. Calcified glands, overgrown bones, on my decommissioned throne.
Hopefully the levels are okay. Hopefully, I don't know. My first time trying to do a stream like this. Turn that down a little bit. Sounds chill. Yo, what up, Darren? What up, Twin? Can you hear me okay? Gonna work on some storyboards right now. Go through the storyboard. I was just loading up my morning coffee bowl. Wink, wink. How you been, Darren? I'm fixing to chill before I go to gym later. Hell yeah. Get them games in. That's what's up, bro. I need to do a Doodle stream soon. Yeah, I've been trying to kick it into overdrive with my OC. Which this is the first storyboard. I have a storyboard, but it's mostly like a shot list. Levels are good, hell yeah. And this is our second frame. Hell yeah, appreciate that, bro. Means a lot, especially when you feel like you're doing everything wrong. I genuinely thank you. Proud of you too, bro. Been seeing you grinding in the gym, fucking hitting your streams hard as fuck, dude. Hitting that grind. But I'm gonna go through the shot list here in a sec, just so kind of have an idea. Bro. Jesus. Also, Darren, I don't know what you do on Mondays if you work Monday nights. But my homeboy Aaron from Cold Start, they do a Magic the Gathering night on Mondays at their shop. And I went there to just go pick up some nug. Ended up watching a full 1v1v1v1 Magic the Gathering game. And yeah, it was fun. I watched them all play, and I genuinely got a curiosity now, and I really want to like try to build a deck or some shit. So if you have any pre-con recommendations or anything like that, let me know. Monday nights are for Magic. Hell yeah. Apparently that's the day. Oh, word? Yeah, it's like kind of close to where I'm at. I'm down to pull up wherever the spot is. I just kind of got an understanding for what's going on. That's Commander Big Dog. You gotta pull up on us this next time. Y'all meet every Monday? I'll fucking pull up. I guess that's the method now. I'm down to play some fucking Magic. Anyway, here's the... So I turn everything into a shot list. This is our scene 1 right here. And it's essentially... Scene 1. And then here's our rendered out. A little bit more rendered out. I want to go and watercolor these. So what you have is Cash, Gilbert, audience. It's easy to become your own worst critic. For your Gilbert and my sleep paralysis demon look dope. Hell yeah. Yeah, I posted my spot usually. Damn, alright, bet. Well, if you ever want to come fuck up some casuals, I guess these guys meet up on Mondays and shit. But I'm down to pull up too. Yeah, this is the rendered version of this, and then it does a close-up to get more close up. But yeah, this is gonna be wide establishing shot. And then we have a medium shot where Gilbert's looking at his reflection through the puddle, and then do a close up here. This is the frame we're on right now. So this is frame 2, where he's like, he sees a reflection in the little oozing puddle. We got Gilbert here, terrified with the dogs out. And then we got Cash, like, sizing him up. This is supposed to be like a ruler, like a tape measure. And fucking... He's like priming him up to be like, you're the great candidate. So that's this next one we're working on. He's like being consumed by that black puddle. And Cash is like examining him, being like, yeah, you'll do. Yeah, you'll fucking do. But let's just go through the shot list. Then you got, after he's doing that, like, looking at him, the card that's in Cash's hat falls out, and you see a POV of Gilbert's hands being consumed by this black goop, and, the card that falls off of Cash's head falls into his like field of view. And then we got this, the card is like spinning down as it comes into his POV, and it becomes an extreme close-up of that card, and the card's gonna like flip, and it's gonna transition into him like, wah, like waking up, an extreme close-up shot of his face waking up. And this is scene 2 right here. He's gonna be jolting out of his bed. This is like his little brother android. And he's gonna be... He like speaks in like radio, kind of like how Bumblebee does from fucking... I was gonna say Cars from Transformers. And so the little guy jumps out of bed onto him, and they're like, "Oh, little brotherly love." And after that, oh, what the hell? Oh, okay. I almost skipped the whole thing. Then he comes out of bed. Like, he steps out of his bed being like, whatever. It was just a bad, literally sleep paralysis dream demon thing. Lil Bebo! That's his name now. God damn it. Bebo? We literally had his name just as brother, but spelled with like a 0 and shit. And then his mom's name is just Mother. I don't know. I thought it was funny because Mother from like the Famicom, and then there's literally printers in real life called like Brother. So that's kind of why I lean into that. Anyway, he takes a step out of bed, puts his foot down, and it's an extreme zoom in right here of his foot on top of the ace of hearts that he just saw fall off of Cash's hat in his dream. So he's like, he picks it up, looks at it, and is just like, what the like, he kind of looks at it and brushes it off, and he heads into the kitchen. So it's an over the shoulder right here, going over his continued into scene 3. We have Gilbert walking through the doorway to his chairs, his mother droid, yelling a good happy birthday morning greeting to him. And just like, yo, happy birthday. I hope you are ready to. Well, in this, they call it boot day. Happy boot day. Like, they, like, reboot or whatever. So she's explaining the whole, like, happy boot day. I made you your favorite breakfast. And then it's, like, an extreme close-up of, like, some fucking, like, gears and a light bulb or some shit. Bunk-ass breakfast. And he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go do some scrapping. I'll catch you later. And she's like, oh, have a good day. Be safe. Don't hit your head anymore. Meet us at the mess hall at 7. And he's like, alright, bet. And then it's scene 4. This motherfucker running. He like, ooh, it's a rum. He finna get boots. That boy finna get boot. So he starts sprinting towards the trash heap. And then we got, this is a bad representation, but this is going to be like mountains of garbage that he's like jumping through and whatever. I have a picture of the actual garbage place, but he's going to jump off of like a spring and fly up. And he like clutches this chain thing to open up. That's him dangling from like a Connex box in the sky. He pulls that latch and a bunch of like loot's gonna fall out of that Connex box. This is terrible representation of it, but he's as he's sliding out of the like treasures falling from the Connex box, he's gonna be like surfing down on like a little trash can lid thing. And as he's surfing down the trash, he's gonna hear his brother droid screaming for help in the distance, and like it's gonna extreme close up on. There's this little thing called a whip dial, and it's like antagonizing his little brother and his friend. So Gilbert is like sliding down all that garbage and is like, bet. So he like fucking busts a bitch to head that way. This is all like, I'm glad I remember it so well, because this looks like just scribbles. This storyboard usually looks a little dookie. Yeah, I was just trying to get it done, like fucking press through. This is supposed to be him sliding down the trash, and his hand is right here reaching for a wrench. And then, where are we at? Okay, yeah, here we go. This is him clutching the wrench as he like slides past, and then he like jumps up in the air, does some crazy aerial spins, flings the fucking wrench, and it makes contact on the whip dial's head, fucking bonks the shit out of him. He's like, ah! Fucking knocks him out, and he runs away into like a little garbage hole. And little brother droid, or Beat Boo, and his friend are like, oh shit, cool. Gilbert pulls up, and they're like, yay, Gilbert, you saved us. And he's like, nah, dude, y'all need to be more safe. What the hell? How could y'all get attacked by a whip? And then he turns to like walk away and smashes his face straight into an I-beam and knocks himself out. And he's like, oh, falls back into like a dream stasis. And this time when he wakes up, he's like confused and scared, and he's like now, like, he's been tainted by that ooze from the last time. It's like he's being birthed through this like embryonic fluid type shit. And then you got Cash and another dark figure in the background. Cash is telling him all the shit he's got to do and go for. Yeah, that's the first storyboard. I have the rest of the pilot right here. These are the other shenanigans, but I mean, I could read through these if you want. Is being completed like in Phyrexia. I've never even heard of that. Oh, Magic the Gathering Lord. That's cool. Here, I'm gonna read one more, just for the sake of like VOD. I hope you're enjoying it too. But I want to get this recorded. So I believe we ended on that's scene 6. Here's okay. We'll do one more page, and I'll do this another time. We'll start doing fucking. Basically, so we explain how they become living machines too. After that little, you have Cash and the other shadowy figure in the background. Cash is like shuffling cards and explaining to him how there's like a duality. Like there's good, you can't have good without evil, you can't have evil without good, and it's like a whole blah 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 whatever. And then after he does that, because this is the heart that was landing on Gilbert before, so he shows him the spades, which is like an inverted heart, and he puts it over Gilbert, and that black ooze like starts falling, and it just like lands on him again. And then it like he snaps to reality, and it turns out it was his brother droid and friend threw oil on him to like wake him up. And then you just see Gilbert with oil all over his face, and they're like, start laughing it off. Whatever, comedic relief. As they're like giggling, this dude starts fucking beeping, like his face, the alarm starts beeping, and he's like, oh, this is supposed to say 6:55. But he's like, oh my god, we gotta go, and he starts sprinting towards the mess hall, and they're too slow, so he like scoops them up, and they start running. They like go to the mess hall. You see this giant like monolithic battery looking thing he's running past. The scene 8, he starts going to open the door, and it's like pitch black inside, and as he's like creeping it open, there's no like, it's just dark, and he starts like imagining a hallucination of Cash in the darkness, and it starts freaking him out. He's like, oh no, it's happening again. And then boom, everybody like, happy boot day. It's like a surprise party, so they turn the lights on and all that shit. This perfect little society seems a little cryptic. It's crazy, man. I don't know if I ever told you about this pilot, but this is him getting like all the praise for birthday shit. He's like walking through. He's like, yeah, thanks. Everyone's giving them his best wishes. So this is, as he's doing this, as he's like going through the crowd of people, he sees his uncle droid. I don't know what to call him yet, but apparently this guy is like he's like the mayor of the city, along with like an old war hero and stuff. And then Gilbert gets all excited and is like, uncle, he go and start talking, and he's like, I didn't think you'd make it, I thought you'd be too busy. And he's like, too busy for my little nephew or whatever the fuck. I still need to come up with. That's the part of this that I still need help with. Is like all the like silly names to go with all the shit. And, like, anyway, the uncle guy, he has like a fucking. It's like an automa crystal is what they're called, and that's essentially what gives all of these like trash robots life, like the residual energy of this crystal. Uncle Bunkle. So the crystal in that big battery that they pass by, that battery is full of Automa crystal, and every robot walking around carries it like a little pendant, kind of. It's just something they carry because it gives them life energy, and he is like explaining like he's old enough to use this now, kind of like insinuating like you can only have it whenever you reach a certain age. And the mom like warns him to be careful, and that it comes with like responsibilities. So she pulls up. This is gonna be changed. It's gonna be like a shitty cake that he doesn't want to eat again, like some terrible food. But then his uncle's gonna like pull him to the side and like, hey, just here, while everyone's cheering, and he tries it and fucking freaks out. Oh, I guess I passed all that shit. This is his uncle reassuring him about the cake and everything. So he's like hesitant to do it. He licks it and it like jolts him, and fucking he flies all over the place, smashes his head into the ceiling. It goes pitch black, and then his like eyes start opening, and you see Cash's face through like his eye holes. They like slide open and kind of keep closing, and Cash is like, "Where are you going? Stop!" He like starts like trying to pull his eyelid open and like crawl through it, and then Gilbert's eye shuts on him, and he's like, "Ah!" And then when it opens again, it's his mom like carrying him, and she's holding him after he fucking crashed out. She's like dropping him off in bed. She's like, you freaked out before we could even give you your gift. So she like has this helmet that she slides on his head, and then I think that's it for that. Well, he gets his helmet right there. Yeah, that's how he gets his hat. I'm just going through it now, fuck it, for the sake of it. And then she puts the hat on him, and he's like, yay! She also gives him the Automa crystal, like on a pendant around his neck, and she's like, you left this, just don't use it all the time, like, make sure to use it sparingly. And it's just funny. Chris is here, I'm gonna let her, hell yeah. I'm gonna just go through the rest of the storyboard. What up, Chris? Yo, 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 yo. But yeah, he grips onto the Automa and falls back asleep. It like pans out into an extreme zoom out of the whole bedroom, desolate, nice, and like dark and sleepy time. And then it transitions to like a pocket watch, like he said, hi Hobby, yay, we need to all play Magic soon. I got the bug now. Yeah, so he's like swinging the watch around back and forth, and as he's doing that, warning him about time being a very precious thing, to not like ruin his time. He sees a little guy in the background. He's like, what the fuck is that? And whenever he swings the watch, it goes flying. Did I do this backwards? Oh yeah. So whenever he swings the watch, it goes flying and crashes. It crashes through this window. And when it crashes through the window in the dream, it flies through his real window in the fucking real world and smacks his head. He's like, ooh, he like wakes up and he like looks around and sees the watch on the ground, and then like his whole entire he looks over at the window like, what the hell? And then the whole window explodes like and droids like bust in and start fucking tying him up and pulling him out of his house, and then it pans out to like everybody in the village being like pulled out of their fucking house and being like apprehended, and you see these like jets flying across. This is where their giant life Automa crystal thing is at. One of the jets scoops it up. Oh shit, this is back. What the hell? That's 13. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's just shows Gilbert crying all like, no, what the fuck's going on? Why is everybody being tied up? And it's like his whole, everybody's being fucking, what's the word? Like bound up and like watching their village be taken over. As they look up, here's that jet and is about to grab the Automa fucking power cell. Everyone's like, no, we need that to survive. If he takes that, we surely won't be able to like keep going on. And Gilbert is like, no, and he fucking starts glowing, and he like pushes the two robots off and they like explode. He starts running away. He jumps off of a couple other robots and grabs onto the power cell while Derek's flying away. And he's like, I mean, obviously he can't pull it down, but he's like trying to yank it. Like, he's like, no, you can't go. But it's obviously futile because it's a giant spacecraft. And they like both lock eyes for a second. You see Gilbert and Derek. That's the first time they like make eye contact and like both acknowledge each other. And whenever Derek sees him, he's like, he fucking pulls the thruster to go faster, and you see the boosters on the back fly up. He just fucking shoots off all crazy. And when he does that, Gilbert unlatches onto the thing that he's holding on to, and it's kind of like a, so this is a power cell, it's like a battery. This is kind of like the catalyst to make it go. So he pops off. It's the MacGuffin, essentially. And as everybody, he falls to the ground, the entire like army and shit, they like leave because they think they have everything they need. They fly off. Little tank with all the soldiers conjoins, and they all just like go away. And you have Gilbert laying there on the ground. Looks like he's like freaking dead. The McFuggin. Hell yeah. The McFuggin. Then you have the mom droid like pulling him up, like picking him up. And she picks him up, and so does the uncle. They're all there like to comfort him, be like, hey, you gave it your best shot. There's really nothing we could have done different. The uncle droid like turns and pulls this like box, like some futuristic looking box out, like, hey, after the war happened, they warned us something might like this might happen, so they gave us like this fail safe, and it's Sada. We ended up changing his name to Sada. He pulls them out, and he's like, "This is gonna be the savior that like helps us." So everybody in the village like starts surrounding, and like they all like line up and start putting their like explaining how like they have to make an ultimate sacrifice for the village. And Gilbert's like, what the fuck are they talking about? What is going on? Why? And this is Seda. They like open him up and start, everybody in the village like one by one starts dropping their Automa crystals into the like power cell for Seda. And like the uncles start, he like tells them like, yeah, this is what we need to do. And as he's doing that, his body's like starting to power down, and he's like, hurry, we don't have much time. So everyone's going to like offer their crystals, and Gilbert's like, we don't have to fucking do this shit. Like, you guys don't have to do this. And they're literally walking past him like, yeah, we do. we actually do have to do this. And then his mom, after she drops her crystal in, she like grabs him and is like, hey, I know this is like hard to accept, but we have no options, and you're different. You're not like us. You gotta go and figure it out for us. And they're like hugging or whatever. It's like a close-up of like an extreme embrace of them, and he's like, no mom, you don't have to do this. We can just be here and stay happy and like don't have to worry about it. And then she doesn't say anything. When he pulls back, it's just a regular toaster, and he's like freaking out, starts crying. Everybody, all the androids that were once around him that were like offering their crystals are just it's just piles of trash now, and they're just gonna be like little mounds of what their head was, along with like pipes and shit. This is action packed, hell yeah. As he's crying, some tears fall onto Seda's like chassis, and you see like his little light boot on, and he floats up. He's woo, and he's like, hello there, I am Seda, I'm here to, like, he kind of does his whole spiel about why he like exists, and he's like a droid to help like service and be of like help, like just a helper droid, like to help everything. And they, at first, Gilbert's like, where's my family? And he like resents him at first, and he's like, what is this? And he's like, my sensors indicate that you need to find refuge to a place that has like he already has like a troubleshoot that like fail safes him to be like, we need to find you shelter. And it shows Gilbert like standing up from like a third what is it, 3-point perspective, and they like both turn out to the horizon. You see like the Citadel and the fucking junk village and all this other shit, and they're both standing there, and he's like, so what do you wish to do? And he's like, well, we gotta do it for them. And it shows like shows his like family in the clouds and shit while he's like on the plateau. And yeah, that'll be end credit. That's the thing. So now I'm just trying to render it all out to look better and not like poo-poo like this. It's getting there. It's gonna be a process 'cause I'm barely on the third cell, but I'm trying to render these out decently so I can add them digitally and do an animatic. That is the goal for this, hopefully. So yeah, so far we're 2 in. Gotta get that third one going, or finished. I have it going. So this is my reference point. Put this one up. Draw this. Gonna start rendering this one. I don't have much space up here. I need to get a better setup for this shit. Yeah, I was thinking of doing, because that was the other. I was thinking about starting to do game nights on Tuesday. I know that's probably too much, but I was thinking about doing the freaking doing a D&D campaign of this story, or of this world, not in this story specifically, but with the characters from this story. So like prefabbed characters that people are down to roleplay, because I really want to come up with just like side quests and filler shit for the story. Because already I have Karma, I have it written all the way to the end, but that's just that. I don't have any. I think it holds well on its own, like it's got meat and potatoes, but I want to add some like funny, like, because if I do end up trying to pitch this, that's the whole point, I know they'd want to like add extra bullshit or want to see stuff where they're being silly, something like that. I'm doing keto again and this burrito fucking slaps. Hell yeah. What you got on that burrito, twin? Wait, spinach isn't keto, right? It's like, it's just like a bacon tortilla? That's insane. Just doodling some junk now. Just trying to get. Bacon, egg, and cheese, and I did a cheese crust too. Hell yeah. Sounds lit. Oh boy, got the crusty cheese. What y'all got going on for the rest of the day? You gonna hit the gym? I need to start going to the gym more, dude. Well, I don't even go at all, but go skate. It's kind of like the gym. Hell yeah. He's sweating now, moving around. 10 for 1 out. Yeah. Waiting on my girl to get out of work. Yeah, dude, skating takes a lot too. Yeah, it's a lot. This shit. It does get you moving. I don't know why. That's lame, dude. Damn it. I'm trying to set something up for fucking jams. And they only have 9:30 right now. It's fucking retarded. That's stinky. I hate that. Hmm. No, that's not where his arm would be. It'd be like back here. Dude, drawing with pen and paper, pencil and paper, whatever, I forget like how like natural it feels. Just it's so good. I like tablets too, but God, I miss this shit. Honestly, it feels nice. So I think I got. It's like him freaking out while he's examining him. You see the doot doot doot. It'd be like a little. See, this is something I would want to like do in the animatic. I want it to like after they're like moving around each other. I put on like royalty free breakcore and this does not sound like breakcore. I got that one done, so that's good. Put 3 down now. Let's go for a 4th. I want to get like at least 2 to 3 a day or something. That'd be a healthy amount, I feel like. My cat back there licking her butt. Mimi, you lick your butt. Mm. This is just gonna be like his hands covered in goop. And the card is gonna be falling into play. So his hands are gonna be all like covered in ink. Or like that goopy. And you'll see like the puddle below him. just getting bigger and bigger. Ooh. See, that's one whole cell right there. Just it's kind of easy. I'm just trying to get like the basics because I want to go and digitally re-render the shit out of these and make it an animatic. This is just gonna make making an animatic so much easier because I don't want to do it on digital and get lost. But I think this feels better right now. This process, the workflow feels good. I need to commit or stop committing to one specific medium and use them all. So, dude, I'm like going completely off the fucking. I'm sorry. I wasn't even looking into the camera for that one. So you got the card falling down into like this spiral type thing. I was also gonna build a PC later today. Let me know. Is that something people want to see me stream? I don't know. Should I stream PC build? I might see how it works from my phone. I don't know. Should probably be charging my phone. Or I haven't. Like, oh my god, where's the charger at? Okay. No moment. This music is bad. This is not even great. So we got the card coming in the frame. Now it's gonna be Gilbert waking up. His bed's kind of like a like a little charging dock, but he's not a robot. Cause all the other robots are like little charging stations stuff. He's got like one of those, like a reflective blanket. I'm scared. He screamed. He squeamed. Oh my god, I just hit my mic. That's too much. I don't like that. That's a terrible circle. Yeah, all his clothes are like modified bags. I need to really hone in on that. He doesn't get like proper people clothes till he goes to the junk hub. Hmm. Making some headway. I got him waking up. Everything that's gonna happen can happen in that one scene. Ooh, got a fucking bot. Just trying to get these backgrounds done, make them look a little better. think it's better that I've been hard reconcepting a lot of these things. Just trying to make sure it's bulletproof right now. Mhm. Feel it's a little lanky boy. finish up this one, I guess. I'm gonna start building a PC. I don't think I'm gonna live stream it because I wanted to make a video with edits and stuff. But yeah, this is already looking good. Once I get past the extent to what I've drawn of all this stuff before, I've gotten to here. This is the farthest I've gotten. I really want to do the rest of this shit and get it done in a timely manner. So, I mean, I already blasted through a couple today. That was sick. Probably gonna try to blast through a few more later. I just really gotta get this PC built. But yeah, like right now, redoing it. I'm almost done with the first half. I'm gonna get the kitchen scene. Get him doing all of his little hijinks. Part of me wants to just go straight to digital already. It would be easier to edit. I don't know. Because then that means I'm gonna have to redraw all this stuff again. What if I work that? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna work on this PC. Have a good day.